The next major phase of dead drop testing is upon us as a significant new Founders Test build is set to release on Friday, September 22nd. This new build features a wealth of new features for the game's VES or vertical extraction shooter mode, including updated graphics and art, gameplay, weapons, progression, and what will be much closer to the final gameplay loop of the final game, or at least the early access version of the game, planned for 2025. Let's talk about everything included in this new build, how, when, who can play it, and more. So the first thing to understand is that while this update is significant, this is still a closed test build. Only Midnight Society founders will have access to this phase of testing, as has been the case since Founders Testing first opened up a few months ago. This is not early access or a live service game yet. That's still planned for 2025. What we are playing is the most up-to-date version of Dead Drop that includes most of the bones and gameplay systems of what will become Dead Drop when it is quote-unquote released. The purpose here is to play the new build and provide feedback to Midnight Society so that the developers can gauge where they're at, what's tuned well, and what still needs to be refined or worked on, reworked, polished, so on and so forth. If you're listening to this and you are a founder, you have access to play the new VES test build. Servers will be open for a limited time with full testing schedules being posted week to week in the Midnight Society Discord. So here's the breakdown of what we're getting, or at least the overview officially from Midnight Society. They posted this on midnightsociety.com as well as tweeted it out if you want to look at it for yourself. Here's the list, or X, I guess I should say. High fidelity new map, Atrium. This is formerly Proving Ground 2, which was added in Snapshot 6. Now it's much more arted, as we saw in the recent trailer, which I'm going to be playing throughout this video. Remember, this is a stream of this map, of this trailer that they put together. This is not actual gameplay footage. This is a captured stream. So in reality, it's going to look much better than this. And you'll actually be able to see me play this, by the way, at twitch.tv/MayorReynolds. Come join us. I'm streaming Dead Drop, streaming lots of stuff all the time. Great games. Spectre Divide, Apex Legends lately. Anyway, high fidelity new map, Atrium, fully arted, or close to fully arted. We're getting there, right? Much more of what resembles what the game's gonna look like. Highly updated VES mode, gameplay, which we talked about, Claw versus Rat gameplay. This is the stuff that we've been testing to some regards in the Founders Test right now. Claws are, kind of more your traditional human, a little bit slower about getting in, getting loot, extracting, those kinds of things. Your traditional extraction experience. And then the rats are high mobility, short, sweet, all about getting in, getting kills, just trying to, get in there and play the game, high velocity, faster movement, all that stuff. We've been testing that in the previous Founders Test builds. Now we'll be able to play it in VES. And as we understand it, of course, rats have batteries that need to be replenished. Again, short, fast experiences. And they also have drop-in, drop-out matchmaking. They don't need to. They can come into the match at any point, basically, because they have limited times anyway. So that's kind of cool. Overhaul loot and economy. We understand there are new guns. We've seen some of those already in the Founders Test builds, but they're going to be implemented. Contracts and quests. Oh, there's lots of new guns right there. Character customization and much more. We also understand that there's going to be, progression, account progression. Of course, your stash, but also reputations with the vendors. A lot of the stuff that they've been planning and talking about for a very long time is going to be implemented. Again, there's probably going to be bugs. There's going to be weekly wipes right now to start. That's just for testing, not for the final build. This is just to test the features, and then they're going to get longer and longer with the test periods without wipes. But that's for the plan right now. Midnight Society also notes that there's going to be a weekly leaderboard, which is pretty cool. That's, of course, going to get wiped, but just kind of a little bragging right thing for who gets the most dust and stash value during these limited window tests. And if you're watching this video within the first 24 hours of when it gets published, here's a look at the actual Founders Testing schedule. Friday, 9:00 p.m. Eastern, that's tomorrow, as of when I'm recording this at least. Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern, and then Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern. So this whole weekend, 3 days in a row, we'll be able to do this VES testing. And again, I'll be streaming it on Twitch, exploring the new build, showing off my skills, of course, testing out the new weapons, looking at the glorious new map, all that stuff. I think it's also important to note that there's a bunch of stuff that's still coming and still planned to be part of Dead Drop, of course, that's not in this build. Remember, this is a closed test build. not the launch of the game, not the early access. Obviously, we still have console builds to come with early access. That's the plan. There are cosmetics that are going to be there eventually, a battle pass, seasonal stuff, lore, the UGC tools, right, to further more so create our own modes and skins and eventually maps, all that stuff. That stuff's not in the build, but still very much planned as part of DEADROP's overarching, this is where the game is going. But that stuff's not in this build. Again, closed test build to focus on the core game mode of VES. That's what all this is about. That's it for this video, guys. It is a very exciting time. I can't wait to play the updated build myself. I'll be streaming it all weekend, like I said, to see how far the game has come. I'm very excited to dive into all of this stuff, the updated gameplay, closer to final map. Again, claws versus rats, really to get closer to that final DEADROP experience. But remember, this is just one step on the journey. Still much more to come with early access coming in 2025, so on and so forth. I'll be posting more videos and content over the next, coming weeks of diving into all, the new map, all the new weapons, all that stuff. You'll get my impressions. Again, you can join me on stream and subscribe to the channel if you want more DEADROP and Midnight Society content, because we're going to bring it to you. That's where to be if you want all those videos. See you in the next one. Mayor Reynolds out. This video is sponsored by G Fuel Energy, a sugar-free energy drink available in both powdered and canned form, and you can get 20% off using code MAYOR at discount. That's just MAYOR, M-A-Y-O-R. Right in checkout, it's going to get you 20% off. There's a ton of good flavors, including this new Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty flavor. If you need a competitive edge, guys, something to keep you up on those late nights, or just get you hyped for whatever the latest release is, look no further than G Fuel Energy and use code MAYOR to get a discount on your order and support my content and channel at the same time.